Here we go!
Yo, this soundtrack is... wow, somebody knows how to work that guitar, man. I don't know which of the people listed in the opening screen did the custom soundtrack with this game, but whoever it is, they deserve a Nobel Prize. What's up, everybody? This is GamerBlake90 here to present another Sonic fan game showcase video. And with stages around the corner, it's probably a good time to go ahead and show this one off because, unfortunately, the creators who were planning a stage demo for this game had to withdraw their plans for such due to whatever reason. I think they said something about almost losing the files for this game and having to back up and redo the update that they were initially going to release in time for stage. So they've had to delay to make sure that everything is right. Which is unfortunate, but hey, things like that happen. As such, we're just left with the build for this game. I think the first build, or the fourth one, considering that the window comes up with Demo 4. I'm not entirely sure which is which, but either way, this version of the game came out near the end of May, and I sure took my sweet time in showing it off. But we aren't going to wait any longer. Not for a game like this. The very first time I booted this up was, I want to say 2 or 3 nights ago this week. Closer to 2 nights, I think. I hadn't played it up until then. And when I finally booted it up, I was taken aback at the sheer presentation of this game. Like this menu screen for one. At first it looks fairly simplistic, but then coupled with the soundtrack and the fact that there's a block of text at the upper right elaborating on each option, further adds to the feel of it all. Even when you go to the option screen, there's something very... well, something about it just stands out a lot and in a positive way. You go to the option screen and you see half the Earth and the upper half of the screen, the rest of it is all outer space, and then among all of these gears that are rotating around the screen, you see the options to change up your sound or resolution for the fan game, but we're not going to bother for either right now because they're both perfectly fine. Devil Engine, Final Sacrifice. Something about the fan game is that whenever a new piece of music starts up, you see the title of it at the lower right. This happens during gameplay and the menu screen. So, you can already see that there's a lot of ambition that went into this game. In particular, how the background of Carnival Island is looking right now. But I'll elaborate a little bit more on what Carnival Island is, although if you played a certain game that will be referenced heavily in this fan game, you may already know where this is going. Anyway, we're going to jump into a data select screen, which is where you will start a new game. And as you can already see, the game is called Sonic & Knuckles Newtrogic Panic, so as such, Sonic & Knuckles are playable just like on a lock-on cartridge. Unfortunately, Knuckles is not playable in the first demo, which is highly unfortunate, so all we have is Sonic to work with. But you know, it's probably better to go with Sonic for a showcase like this. Because, check out the cutscene! I was about to say, did the game just crash on me? But we're in the clear. This is the cutscene that plays just before the final boss of Knuckles Chaotix, where you fight Super Metal Sonic. Only, a different twist unfolds here. You see Eggman try to draw upon the power of a last Chaos Ring he kept up his sleeve, when suddenly something goes entirely wrong in an unexpected way, and all of Carnival Island is thrown into an inferno. An inferno not unlike that seen in the bad ending for Chaos if you don't get all the Chaos Rings. Instead, Carnival Island is sent in a raging inferno, and Sonic, having finally taken note of these events after not being absent throughout the entirety of Chaotix, rushes right on in to save the day because what else is he known to do? Well, that guy sure got the drop on me, but yo, you guys have already seen the polygonal design that Badnik had. This game is inspired heavily by the graphics as presented in the Sega 32X extension system for the Sega Genesis itself. After all, it's a fitting choice, seeing that that is what Knuckles Chaotix was released on. I think Newtrogic Panic is a fan's take on what happened after the events of Chaotix. You see, up until then, Knuckles and his Chaotix friends were all collecting the Chaos Rate in effort to stop Eggman and Metal Sonic from running amok on Carnival Island, which is where the events of Chaotix unfolded. And they were just about to finish the job when all of a sudden, something went wrong with Eggman's handling of the last Chaos Ring, and as a result, Carnival Island has been thrown into, well, Chaos Island, I guess is a fitting name for it now too, since that is all that we're going to see. Whew. Yo, look at that volcano at the right. You don't actually see the lava flow being animated like you sort of would with the background of Sonic 3. That's probably something that they are working on. And I would have expected to see the lava flow animated, considering that this game does borrow from the effects of the Sega 32X, as you've already seen with that Badnik, and there'll be more examples of such, like right now, coming our way. Hang on, let me take care of this guy real quick. There we go. I think the guy's actually dropping his silver ring, which is very similar to what happened when the power is drained from the last Chaos Ring. I think that ultimately may have been what triggered this incident that's unfolding across the island that was drastic enough to warrant Sonic's attention. Either that, or he meant to make his arrival a lot sooner than he actually did in the main game, but was a little too slow, which is ironic for him. Anyway, before I go any further, I should explain Sonic's controls. Controls exactly like how you would expect in a classic Sonic game, except he does not have his insta-shield in Sonic 3, but he does have the Mania Drop Dash, the Spin Dash, and last but not least, the Super Peel Out, which I believe was actually slightly buffed to be even faster than that of the regular Spin Dash. Cause watch this. When you do the Super Peel Out and you let it loose, the camera actually struggles to keep up with Sonic. Isn't that crazy? Not too different from what you would see in Sonic CD, but the effect here feels a little bit more exaggerated in my opinion. Oh, let's take this guy out really quick so that he's not a threat to us. Go away. I almost wonder if these are actually Eggman's machines running across Carnival Island, seeing as he had a little accident involving that Chaos Ring in the cutscene that we just seen, leading into the opening from this game. Now, a little bit more on Sonic's controls. You actually see a skid effect resulting from his charge of the Spin Dash, and you may have already seen it with the Super Peel Out. It's taken on a bit of a different style, like a bit more, I want to say, gravelly or something along those lines, as opposed to what you normally see, which is just a dust cloud. But personally, I like how it comes out. I think it's presented a heck of a lot better in a game like this. Also, was that a special state portal? Huh. Must not be working, cause we may have glimpsed a couple big rings a second ago, and they are currently inactive. Also, that's our first mini-boss. Fortunately, well, I was going to say fortunately, and then I got hit. But these blasts of energy you see his machine charging up don't actually take effect until he releases them. So you have plenty of time to run up and jump at him so you can do some damage. Like so. This boss is multi-sectional. The first section takes 4 hits to take out, and I believe the second one... Crap, I'm messing up. The second one probably takes the same amount, provided I don't mess up too much. 4 or 3? Actually, I think it was 4. And no, that was not the end of the first act. That was actually somewhat of a mini-boss that shows up during the first act, funnily enough. It didn't take too much effort for me to figure it out the first time I faced it, but I really, really love the design direction that they went with the bosses. And you thought that one was good? Wait till you see the Act 2 boss. And while I'm at it, can we just talk about the background for the volcano and the jungle surrounding it? What I actually think this is isolated island thrown into ruin as a result of the incident with the Chaos Ring. Things are getting quite, well, dark, so to say. Probably not the levels of dark that you've seen in, say, Shadow the Hedgehog, but dark nonetheless. This is not the kind of game in which Sonic can afford to be happy-go-lucky, am I right? Anyway, one of the details touched upon regarding Sonic's gameplay is the collection of item boxes seen at the upper right. I believe those are meant to store items that can be saved for later use, much like how you would break some item boxes in a special state for Chaotix, and then you could take them back to the World Select Hub where you would choose your next stage, and some of them have different effects pertaining to either the stage select or your ability to swap out characters for Chaotix, because you didn't control just one character for the game, you control 2 of them. But a little bit more on that later. Right now, we need to take care of the actual final challenge for the first act, which is well, topsy-turvy. I think that's the most appropriate description for something like this, and bro, the soundtrack. And better yet, this is another reason I seem to think that this game is based on the Sega 32X's graphics presentation. How the sky is tilting back and forth like crazy while you are on top this badnik. Look at it. That is a heck of an effect to enhance this boss battle's feel. It is freaking godlike. And if you wonder how to beat this boss, just jump and avoid the missiles and let them hit the craft themselves so they can do some damage. And that's pretty much all there is to it. And the end of the first act is right after you take care of that boss. Devil Engine, Crafted Beasts. Just the title of the soundtrack is certainly getting me on the edge of my seat. The overall feel of this game is absolutely incredible. And that's why I said that this project screams ambition. Devil Engine, Overtake. Anybody else getting a similar feel from Sonic 3's Angel Island? The whole city's on fire! Or I should probably say the whole island is on fire. Wow, and the jungle feel too. You'll need to forgive me, that soundtrack is one heck of a banger. I said it before, but I'll say it again. Please go give the guys who made this game their props for the soundtrack and for this game's graphics. I highly recommend that everybody who is seeing this video, they check this out. It's definitely worth your time. Even if it's going to take a little bit longer than anticipated for the next demo to come out, but it's what it is. Although sorry if my camera feed is a bit on the dim side. I usually record my videos during the day so that this won't be an issue, but I decided to make an exception for a video like this because I haven't put something out for a couple days now, and I am trying to steer towards the path of being a daily uploader. Haven't quite gotten there yet, but I made some progress towards that end, so I'm working on it. Alright, these conveyor belts, gotta watch out for these, so that you don't get pushed off. Also, has anyone else seen the graphical effects that the badniks are having on the environment? Like dust particles exuding from their very being as they deliver their attacks? And just like that polygonal badnik that's been spitting out all those missiles? Wow! Newtrogic Panic is not a type of Sonic fan game that I am used to seeing, but I absolutely love the ambition that... Oops, my bad. I paused by accident. Wait, how do I unpause? There we go. I am absolutely taken aback by how hard they went on this fan game. I've seen plenty of ambitious fan projects, but something about this one makes it stand out in a completely separate spotlight. Also, a lava fall, bruh. Gives you a lava reef feel, but a bit more exaggerated. Alright, come on up here. Oh my god, the soundtrack. And I think they've been releasing updates for the soundtrack despite having not updated the demo itself. I don't know exactly when they will, but hopefully I won't have to wait terribly long. Also, those ships in the background, I believe those came from the Marina Madness stage as seen in the original Chaotix. But before those become a factor, we have to worry about this guy. And you're wondering how this works? The line of energy surrounding this badnik's body will be thin at first, but then it will start to fatten. And when it does get bigger, that's when it will have a hitbox. Otherwise, when it's minuscule, it won't actually hurt you. So you need to time your attacks carefully so you don't get, well, scalded, like I just did. At least it happened only once, unlike the first boss battle that happened earlier, where it took like 2 hits. Okay, and when you do beat that boss, the ships from Marina Madness come into the foreground, and you have to ride one of them all the way up to the very top. And you cannot afford to fall off of it on the way up, by the way. Otherwise, you will plunge right into an abyss and die, so do be very careful about that. Also worth noting is that unlike most other Sonic fan games, you can't just press any button to jump. Each button on your pad correlates to a different function. For example, in the case of the Sonic Switch pad I'm using right now, the A button allows you to cycle to the item store in the upper right, the Y button allows you to jump, and I don't know what the B or X buttons do. I'm guessing this is a 2-button game other than the D-pad, which enables you to move with Sonic, but I could be wrong. So, yeah, now we are inside Marina Madness, and everything is just going to hell in a handbasket. Like, seriously. You even see this badness popping out of these exhaust pipes, and you have to be very careful as you are approaching them so that you can ready your attack on time. And the soundtrack even changes as you get further and further through the stage, which is incredible, as do the background effects for that matter. And in a way that just takes me completely aback, dude. Yeah, as you can always see, these Badnik models are a lot like what you see in Chaotix, but some feel like entirely different breeds, too. Oh, they're dropping bombs. I can't go underneath them. Can I move past that pillar? Yes, I can. But before I go any further, let me grab that electric shield. Because what's coming up ahead, we're most likely gonna need it. And yes, just to confirm, the elemental shields will be in this game. Thank goodness. Especially given what's coming up. Alright, so let's head on down through the sections. And make it quick so we don't get bombed. Ah! No. Whoa, we gotta go fast. I'm not trying to get nuked. Yo, I cannot get over the effect of the skid from the spin dash. Well, not the skid, but the dust cloud coming up when you charge at the spin dash. I love the style they went for. Alright. And if you thought I was kidding when I said the events of this game connected with those in Knuckles Chaotix, let all doubt vanish from your mind. If you don't recognize the transition, you need to play Chaotix. Just, be prepared for some highly aggravating gameplay if you do decide to pick up Chaotix, because it takes a lot of getting used to. Alright, now for how this boss works. There will be a targeting reticle that locks on to you at first, and depending on how it locks on, it will send a barrage of attacks your way, and you have to time your jumps deliberately to avoid them, like that. Eventually though, the screen will start to flip the heck out, and there won't be a targeting reticle actually showing up. Instead, there'll be those waves of energy, signifying the arrival of these attacks. And they'll be a bit trickier to time your jumps against, but they are very much manageable. Although I don't think I've succeeded yet! Nope. It's kind of hard to see these attacks coming because of the ripple effect on the screen, which is a little infuriating, so be prepared to take quite a number of hits when you're figuring out this boss. But once you've beaten it, that's the end of Tropical Wilderness, which is sadly the only stage you will get to play in this demo for Newtrogic Panic. But if you ask me, it's already left a highly positive impression on me. Also, there's a Drain Chaos Ring that now appears to be under the control of Metal Sonic. And as far as the section goes, there's nothing you can do about it because it is for cutscene purposes. Theatrical purposes, I think, is a better word for it. And it takes you right back to this warning screen, which therefore signals the end of the demo. It was just like, yeah, we're gonna show you a brief glimpse of what is to come, then bam, that's it. Bye, guys. I have to say, though, this opening screen leading up to the demo is awesome. You can actually see at the very middle, but that's a Sega Genesis spinning like that. If you couldn't tell from the coat of red across its front and the power switch to the left, resembling that of a Genesis. I don't know what the spotlight up there is meant to be, though. Anyway, before I do close out this game, permit me to show you a couple of secrets related to the warning screen, provided I can remember what they are. One, at this warning part, if you press numpad 1, 2, or 3, it will bring you to unfinished zone. Each number will bring you to a different unfinished zone. Still a warning, but if you press F1 and then press enter, you'll get a stage select. Well, we'll look at the stage select after. First, let's see what these hidden zones are exactly. Oh my god, it's Beast Fighter! In a racing format? Seriously? Bruh? Well, they did say that it was unfinished, so it makes sense. But we're stuck here unable to move. Or do I have to use the keyboard to move? Is that the problem? Nope. I straight up cannot control him at all. Well, crap. Alright, we're gonna back out. Well, that was certainly an interesting experience, but to be fair, they did say that they were unfinished zones, so it only makes sense that something bizarre would happen in relation to them. Let's take a look at the other two anyway. What happens to press numpad 2? It takes us to Act 2 of Tropical Wilderness. Alright. But it said unfinished, and yet we just played through it. What do they mean by unfinished exactly? Wait a minute, could we go on these ships earlier? Oh, bruh. Is this a different layout for Act 2? It has to be. Oh, wait, no. Actually, I think this is the same one. Yeah, I recognize this path a lot more now. And unlike in the first unfinished act, I can actually pause. It is a little weird, though, that they consider this act unfinished. Oh, well. So that's done with. Now let's take a look at the third unfinished zone that is accessible through numpad 3. Again, though, keep in mind this can only be done at the work, Wacky work back as Knuckles? Now wait a minute, I thought Knuckles unplayable in this game. Newtrogic Panic team, you trying to pull a fast one on us? Bruh? Is there anything down? Alright. You want to know what an unfinished zone is? That right there constitutes an unfinished zone. I think there is nothing more after this section of grass. Isn't there? Oh, what? Yo, these guys are trolling me now. Are they serious? I have to say though, Knuckles is looking really clean with those sprite animations. This guy wants to box. Unfortunately, he's not going to get to do a whole lot of that, seeing as there's really nothing to do in this stage, as there's just, well, it's unfinished. What the heck? I blew an invisible wall and immediately died. Hey, what's the game over screen looking like? Oh, I love that. It uses the music that plays when you, quote-unquote, lose a life in Chaotix. And that's the thing, though. Chaos didn't actually come with a life system, so there were no lives to actually lose, and therefore no way to get a game over. But if you lost your partner character and then you took damage during a stage, you were taken straight back to the world select, and essentially had to start over from where you last left off. So I really love that they brought that in for a game over screen. Needless to say, Chaos was an incredibly unique game, and this fan game continues that tradition of being unique, alluding to the effects of Chaotix. I love what the team is working on here, and I am incredibly eager to see the update to this, even if it's going to take a little longer than one would have liked, given that they were going to have a stage demo in the works, and then unfortunately had to cancel it. But speaking of updates, here's a quick little look at their updated title logo for Newtrogic Panic that we may or may not see in the next build. I happened to glimpse it on Twitter, so I'm sharing it with you guys in case y'all missed it. And if you want to try it for yourself, as always, my download link will be in the description below, so make sure you give that a look. It's an incredibly short build, but worth your time, especially with the secrets of that we're seeing in the warning screen. And on that note, that will do for this video. Thank you all for watching. I'd intended to release this video a little earlier than I actually did, but a couple of things came up. Nothing major though, but hey, I do other things aside making videos at the computer all day. But yeah, that'll do the showcase. If y'all like what you saw, drop those likes and comments, and I will make it a point to deliver more of these showcases on a daily basis, or as close to a daily basis as I possibly can. One thing I may have to do is spend a whole day recording footage but not posting any of it, so I've got multiple videos all set to go for the days to come. Might have to consider doing that, but we'll see. I hope you all enjoyed my showcase of Newtrogic Panic, and I will see you all next time. And thanks again to the team responsible for bringing us Newtrogic Panic. They'll be listed in the opening screen that comes just before the title screen, so make sure to give that a look and then follow them on social media for further updates. Blue Blur is for life, people. I will see you next time. Peace out.